Have you ever stepped into a leadership role and thought, how do I get this team to trust me when I'm the newest one here? Because in today's episode, how to lead a team even when you're new. 7 principles that build trust. Fast, we're going to break down exactly how new leaders win respect, earn influence, and create momentum, even without experience, authority, or seniority on their side. Leading before you feel ready. Every leader remembers the moment they realized, people are looking to me now. It doesn't matter whether you were promoted, assigned, volunteered, or accidentally fell into a leadership role. The internal experience is always the same. A strange mix of pressure, excitement, responsibility, self-doubt, and the quiet hope that you don't disappoint the people depending on you. And here's the part nobody says out loud. Most new leaders don't struggle because they lack skill. Most new leaders struggle because they believe they haven't earned trust yet. They don't want to come off too strong. They don't want to sound inexperienced. They don't want to make the wrong call. They don't want the team to think they're pretending. They don't want to look like they're trying to act like a boss. But here's the leadership truth most people don't learn until much later. People don't trust leaders because they know everything. People trust leaders because they show who they are. Your experience matters far less than your presence. Your authority matters far less than your consistency. Your title matters far less than your character. Your background matters far less than what people feel when they interact with you. And that's why today's episode matters. Because leading a team, especially when you're new, is not about proving yourself. It's about anchoring yourself. And the best leaders don't climb into influence. They grow into influence through principles that make people feel safe, supported, respected, and inspired. Today, we're breaking down 7 principles that will help you lead any team, even if you just arrived and don't feel fully ready yet. Let's get into it. Principle number 7. Listen first, lead second. Your first job as a new leader is to understand the landscape. New leaders often think they must start leading immediately. But the most effective new leaders start by listening immediately. Listening does 4 things that nothing else can. 1. It builds trust. 2. It reveals team dynamics. 3. It exposes pain points. 4. It shows emotional intelligence. Here's the truth. You cannot lead a team you haven't taken time to understand. Try this listening structure during your first conversations. What's working well on this team? Where do we need to improve? What do you need from me to do your best work? What's one obstacle slowing us down that we can fix? Questions build insight. Answers build influence. Listening builds trust. And trust is the currency of leadership, especially when you're new. Leadership mindset reflection. What's one listening question you can ask someone on your team this week that will help you understand their world more clearly? Principle number 6. Build team identity before trying to drive performance. Most new leaders make a major mistake. They push for results before they build relationships. But here's the truth. People don't give their best effort to leaders they don't trust. People don't collaborate deeply with teammates they don't know. People don't take risks in environments where they don't feel safe. Identity precedes performance. Belonging precedes excellence. Connection precedes commitment. Your first leadership task isn't performance, it's identity. Identity answers the questions: who are we? What do we stand for? How do we operate? What do we not tolerate? What can we count on from each other? Here's how you begin building team identity immediately. 1. Create shared language. 4 or 5 phrases your team uses consistently. Shared language builds shared expectations. 2. Establish your team non-negotiables. Not corporate rules, team values. 3. Reinforce small wins publicly. Identity grows through reinforcement. 4. Have real conversations, not just work conversations. People perform better for people they know. 5. Model your team identity yourself. Identity flows from the leader, not the handbook. When you build a strong identity, performance improves naturally, because your team isn't operating from compliance, they're operating from belonging. A team with identity can survive pressure. A team without identity collapses under it. Leadership mindset reflection. What's one identity trait you want your team to be known for? And how can you embody it so clearly that your team absorbs it by proximity? Principle number 5. Create clarity before you create accountability. Most new leaders make the same mistake. They jump straight into expectations before establishing clarity. But here's the truth. You cannot hold people accountable for a target they can't see. You can't expect consistency from a standard they don't understand. You can't demand performance from a direction they don't fully grasp. Clarity is not nice to have. Clarity is leadership oxygen. Teams don't struggle because they lack talent. Teams struggle because they lack clarity. Clarity answers 3 foundational questions every team member has, even if they never say them out loud. 1. What exactly does success look like? Not a vague intention. Not, do your best. Not, figure it out. What does great look like here? 2. Why does this matter? If people don't feel the mission, they won't feel the urgency. 3. How will we measure progress? People rise to what you measure, not what you mention. When clarity is missing, teams improvise. When clarity is present, teams accelerate. And here's the part most leaders underestimate. Clarity reduces conflict. Clarity reduces confusion. Clarity reduces rework, frustration, and friction. Clarity increases trust. Clarity increases speed. Clarity increases ownership. When people understand exactly what good looks like, they begin to self-correct. They stop guessing. They stop hesitating. They stop waiting for your approval. Clarity multiplies initiative. Your team can only rise to the level of their understanding. So if you want people to perform, start by making the path unmistakably visible. Because accountability without clarity is punishment. But accountability with clarity is empowerment. Leadership mindset reflection. Where is your team currently operating from assumption instead of clarity? What's one area, one process, one responsibility, one goal, where you need to define what good looks like more clearly? Write it, clarify it, share it, watch performance rise. Principle number 4. Protect the team from chaos. Your team should feel the storm less than you do. New leaders often make this mistake without realizing it. They pass external stress downward instead of absorbing it upward. But the leader's job is simple. You take the noise. They get the clarity. Your team should never be more stressed than you. Your team should never have more pressure than you. Your team should never feel the chaos that you are responsible for filtering. This doesn't mean hiding reality. This means shielding unnecessary turbulence. Here's what chaotic leadership looks like. Frequent emotional shifts. Unclear priorities that change daily. Constant urgency with no defined purpose. Reactive decisions. Pressure passed down instead of translated. Here's what grounded leadership looks like. Emotional stability. Consistent standards. Predictable decision-making. Direct communication. Calm tone during crisis. Clear, stable expectations, even when the environment is unstable. The team shouldn't ride your emotional roller coaster. You are the absorber, not the amplifier. Remember, your stability builds their confidence. Your stability builds their focus. Your stability builds their trust. Your stability builds their willingness to execute. When a team feels protected, not exposed, they perform with more courage, more clarity, and more loyalty. Leaders who cannot regulate themselves cannot regulate a team. Leadership is emotional stewardship. You don't just manage tasks, you manage the emotional climate your team operates in. Leadership mindset reflection. What emotion or stress do you need to stop passing downward? How can you create more stability for your team this week than you did last week? Principle number 3. Lead the person, not the role. This is an important principle for new leaders, the one that separates forgettable managers from unforgettable leaders. Every person on your team is a mix of strengths, insecurities, blind spots, motivations, fears, potential, past experiences, future goals, Roles are clean. People are complex. Leaders honor the complexity. When you lead only the role, you focus on tasks. When you lead the person, you unlock potential. Here's how. 1. Learn what drives them. Some are motivated by challenge, some by appreciation, some by clarity, some by autonomy, some by growth opportunities, some by stability. Learn their strengths, then put those strengths in motion. Learn their communication style. Don't force yours, connect through theirs. Learn where they want to grow. Then, open a door. Fight. Learn their fears. Not to coddle them, but to coach them. People follow leaders who see them. People stay loyal to leaders who develop them. People grow around leaders who believe in them. Lead the human. Support the role. And your team will transform. Leadership mindset reflection. Who on your team needs to be seen more fully by you right now? What's one thing you can learn about them this week that would elevate the way you lead them? Principle number 2. Earn trust through consistency. Trust is built slowly, lost quickly, and felt instantly. Your team cannot trust you if they cannot predict you. Trust is not built by intensity. Trust is not built by charisma. Trust is not built by big moments. Trust is built by consistency. Consistency in your tone, consistency in your expectations, consistency in how you handle stress, consistency in how you support people, consistency in how you give feedback, consistency in how you communicate, consistency in your standards, consistency in your presence. Your team does not need perfection. Your team needs predictable excellence. Here's something few leaders understand. Your team decides who you are based on your worst days, not your best ones. On your best days, you're energized. On your best days, you're clear. On your best days, you're patient. On your best days, leadership feels natural. But trust is built on the hard days, when everything goes wrong, when the deadline hits, when the pressure rises, when emotions are high, when decisions matter most. If you can show up consistently, then your team will follow you anywhere. Because consistency builds psychological safety, predictability, follow through, respect, reliability, stability, confidence. Inconsistency builds uncertainty, suspicion, unease, self-protection, hesitation. A consistent leader doesn't need to convince people to follow them. Their behavior earns it for them. Trust is influence. Consistency is trust. Therefore, consistency is influence. Leadership mindset reflection. What part of your leadership needs more consistency? Where can you become more predictable, not to limit yourself, but to build deeper trust? Principle number 1. Lead with humility. It makes you more followable, not less powerful. If you remember nothing else from this episode, remember this. Humility is not weakness. Humility is not insecurity. Humility is not self-doubt. Humility is leadership confidence expressed responsibly. It says, I don't have to be the smartest person here. I just have to be the one who keeps us moving forward. Humility looks like welcoming feedback instead of defending mistakes, admitting gaps instead of pretending to know everything, asking for input instead of making every decision alone, giving credit to your team instead of taking it for yourself, making space for others to shine instead of competing with them. Humility is what makes leaders approachable. Approachability is what makes leaders trustworthy. And trustworthiness is what makes leaders followable. A humble leader doesn't shrink, they expand. They create room for others. They raise the collective standard. They elevate the whole environment. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking beyond yourself. Here's the real truth. Your team doesn't need a perfect leader. They need a human leader. Someone who sees them. Someone who values them. Someone who leads with confidence and openness. Humility builds loyalty. Humility strengthens credibility. Humility accelerates performance. Humility isn't a soft skill. It's a strategic edge. Leaders who lack humility drain teams. Leaders who embody humility develop teams. Servant leadership, adaptive leadership, strategic leadership, all of them begin with humility. It is the foundation for every other leadership principle. Leadership mindset reflection. Where can humility elevate your leadership this week? Is there a conversation where you need to listen more deeply? A moment where you need to give more credit? A situation where you need to admit what you don't know? Humility is influence. Use it boldly. Leadership Mindset Challenge. Choose one of the 7 principles from today's episode. Listening first, building team identity, creating clarity, protecting the team, leading the person, being consistent, or leading with humility, and apply it intentionally in the next 72 hours. Then ask yourself, what changed in my team when I changed how I led? Small leadership shifts create massive team breakthroughs. If this episode sharpened your leadership perspective and helped you grow your influence, then please follow and subscribe to Leadership Mindset Daily. Then share it with someone committed to becoming a stronger, more capable leader. This is Leadership Mindset Daily. Mindset matters. Leadership matters. You matter. Follow Leadership Mindset Daily on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and X for your daily dose of proven leadership development tips, tricks, and techniques. See you tomorrow.